Happy Honda days. Happy Honda days. That's right, everyone. It is Memorial Day. Everyone knows that's the best Honda day of all the Honda days. We are recording today a little bit early. And what are we recording? Respawn Aim Fire, the Kick-Ass Irreverent Gaming Podcast, where we talk about yummy things involving video games. I gotta find something to replace the brought to you by Affable Idiots, because my mind and my mouth want to go there, but I have nothing to put there. So I gotta think of it. Hey, I'm one of your hosts, Chad Michael, sipping on a Sunkissed Innis. We've got our other co-host here, Adam, sipping on some scissor, Gumbert.
I actually do have some scissor, if scissor means Tropicana Zero Sugar.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey, Chad, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty fucking great. Pretty fucking great. Yeah. Went to Disneyland on Thursday, came back, saw my dog, hanging out, went and saw Mandalorian and Grogu, or as my coworker calls it, Mando and Grogalorian, and it was great.
Okay.
And then I'm just decided to take the whole week ahead of me off, so I've got a lot of time to just feel fucking great. The man who thinks he needs a beard trim, but he actually needs to grow it so that he can braid it into his pubes. Joel, what you sipping on, Campos?
I'm drinking coffee. I do have an issue, though. We're not talking about why we're recording early. The reason we're recording early is because Adam's going to a cookout, and I can confirm me nor Chad were invited to the cookout. So it appears maybe our whiteness is too much for him and his family. I don't know what the issue is. But tell us, Adam, why were we not invited to the cookout?
Yep. I mean, why ask questions you already know the answer to? You basically already explained it. There's a cookout. It's going to be entirely black people, and getting an invite to a black cookout while not being black it's like an honored position to be in. And I put your names on the ballot. It got shot down. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
There's a whole TikTok series of like a white guy and his black friend, and it's just like taking my black friend to do white people shit, and it's just like taking my white friend to do black people shit, and like the stuff they do is so funny because like one of the episodes he's like, "Yo, we're gonna go to the park and we're gonna play Pokemon Go all day," and then the dude's like, "What the fuck?"
Wouldn't it be wild if like someone raised their blind kid and told them, like, it was a white kid and they raised them and told them they were black their whole life and they were blind and they couldn't tell the difference and they didn't know, and then they just went around. That's a movie idea right there.
I've got
that's
a Dave Chappelle sketch just for you, my guy.
Yeah. Oh wait, is that real? Did Dave Chappelle do that?
That's like episode 1 of Chappelle's show where it's a white supremacist who wears like the Ku Klux Klan hood, but he's a black guy and he doesn't know it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I remember that now. We are recording a little bit early today, but normally you can catch us on twitch.tv/RespawnAimFire on Monday evenings around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then normally, if you want to catch us on demand, you can catch us on YouTube and podcast Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got some fun things to do today. We've got some predictions for the announced PlayStation State of Play next week. We've got some playtime that we are going to talk about. We've got some things that we've watched that are also going to come up, I'm sure. But before we do that, we have some housekeeping. The first one is the Barf poll is up. Joel misses all of his live service games. He writes letters to all of them about how he can't wait till he's back from the war, and when he finally gets to snog them under the sheets, and he is letting you choose which one of these that he severely misses that we play in June. So that's up on patreon.com/RespawnAimFire, where you get to choose that. It's Battlefield 6. I forgot all the rest of them. Hold on, I have it.
Call of Duty Warzone.
Fortnite, Halo Infinite, and Call of Duty Warzone. Yes. So that's out. Go vote on that. We will figure out what that is next week. And then your Patreon early access episode. If you are a patron at patreon.com/RespawnAimFire, you get access to whatever we talked about that I don't remember anymore because it was 3 weeks ago and I've had 2 gummies since then, and apparently that wipes my memory. So go listen to that. TTL Twitch.
Yes, this is me. The tier list had a new episode last week. Stephanie from Boss Rush came and talked about Alan Wake 2. So there's an episode of Alan Wake 2 over on the tier list, the video game podcast. Enjoy that. And then Twitch. I started Twitch streaming. I've owned the stuff to do it for months or years, and I just never do it on my own channel. But twitch.tv/Adam Gumby. I will be, the reason I pointed out is because 007 First Light comes out tomorrow, and I will be streaming hopefully the entirety of that video game. So if you want to go there and help me get
all
affiliate,
in one sitting,
all one time, baby.
Done in one.
I will leave the stream and leave it up and then go to work and come back and then hit unpause. That's what I can do. But yeah, twitch.tv/Adam Gumby. I'll be playing 007 for those who are interested.
All right. Go check that out. First up, our main quest. If you're driving, you might want to pull over because you're going to get some tears in your eyes and you don't want to be able to have your vision be the cause of your death. It's the end of an era. From Andy Robinson at VGC. Bungie has announced it's ending updates for Destiny 2 to focus on developing new games. In an update posted to its website, the studio confirmed that it will release, quote, the final live service content update for Destiny 2 on June 9th, right after Summer Game Fest ends. The final update will add a collection of love letters to players based on the most common player requests, Bungie said, including the return of the director, oh, thank you, Jesus Christ, and other modes, and, quote, small character beats to leave the story and characters in interesting places. Oh, we'll have to hop on, Jolie, Oli, Oli. Bungie is reportedly facing layoffs following confirmation that it will end updates for Destiny 2, and a third game in the franchise has not yet been greenlit. That's according to a Bloomberg report, which claims that the studio will focus on the extraction shooter Marathon in the near term, with some Destiny 2 developers already transferred to the game. A significant number of layoffs are planned, it's claimed, which will be the latest to hit the studio following its $3.6 billion sale to Sony Interactive Entertainment in 2022. Bungie's staff are planning to pitch new projects, including in the Destiny franchise, according to sources, but none have been approved, and there's no guarantee that they will. In the arms of the angels, away from here. I just got goosebumps from my own voice. Joel, tell me about all the videos you've been watching, all the little highlight reels, all the things that make you cry.
So many compilations of just like what I have on the screen right now is just like one of the saddest moments in Destiny 2 history. And it's just like I'm seeing so many like thirst trap edits of like cutscenes over the years in Destiny mashed up with, songs that are sad and make you feel things. And it's just, I don't know. It's been really depressing seeing all this. But I get it. Games can't last forever. It just sucks that this is kind of the way it's going, if that makes sense. They're leaving on such a lull, right? Like the game has been in such a shitty place for, over a year now, I'd say, like maybe a year at that, right? Like when Destiny is great, it's the best game I've ever played. And when Destiny's bad, I don't want to play it. And that's just the state it's been at for a while. But yeah, it seems like they don't care about it, and that not being them not caring about it is not them, Bungie. I think them not caring about it is PlayStation, who's like, yo, we need to make money off of this fucking other game we made. We got this live service shit. Apparently Destiny 3 isn't even in production or anything. So this is just, that's what's hitting so hard, is like them not saying, hey, there is another Destiny project in the works. It's just them saying, hey, Destiny 2 is dying. In like just radio silence about Destiny, right? Like you're not seeing developers on Twitter or anything being like, hey, we are, still doing some stuff with the IP. It's just like, it feels like this is the end. And then also them being like, oh yeah, we're bringing a PvE mode to Marathon. It's like, yo, that's not what fucking Destiny diehards want. Like you're not gonna get Destiny diehard fans to go over to Marathon at this point, right? If they wanted to do that, they should have released a PvE mode at launch to try and do that. But them trying to launch a PvE mode in Marathon at this point just seems very reactive to, our player base is dropping and PvP, right, can't survive if there's no people to play people, if that makes sense, right? So it's just, I don't know. It really fucking hurts. It sucks.
It does suck. It's definitely time though. I feel like we're at that moment where like grandma is on like the last breaths of her life in the hospital and mom and dad say, we're not going to bring you in there. Like, you don't want to see her like this. Remember her like she was when she was, up and around and giving you candy and smacking you on the bottom. And don't remember her as this like decaying corpse on life support. And that's how I feel like we are right now, where it's like, we're just going to cut it off. We'll give you a couple of these like memories. Apparently this, like the director coming back instead of the stupid portal, and like ending some of these character things on a good inspirational note like that. It's remember the good times, and all of those compilations that you're playing too and that you're sending us, they're all Final Shape. Like, that's where, to be honest, they made the choice with Final Shape to not start production on Destiny 3 and instead try and just continue this. And the problem is, all of the zeitgeist, all of the people who are like casual Destiny fans straight up thought the game was done from the name. I mean, Final Shape means something else to like the in-game world, but they all thought, cool, Destiny's done. And then they were surprised a year later when, like, wait, they're still releasing expansions for that shit? And so it already lost the casual people who just thought that it should have been over. Then the diehards, they messed it up in so many ways that it wasn't fun to play anymore. We haven't played it in 6 months. I mean, even our text message thread of everyone like, oh, maybe I'll go back and do this. Maybe I'll go back and do this. Is like, no, we probably won't. We might, maybe. I knew even that the raid of whatever the fuck the last raid was released. Everyone was like, man, I can't wait to come back and grind and get this. It was like, y'all, we're never playing this again.
Yeah,
it was great. Well, but it was great right now. I had a ton of fun with it, but realistically, we're never going to play this raid again. So I'll probably hop on and play through whatever like little tiny story beats they have with these character moments, wrap some things up.
Maybe we can get one more raid with the group. Maybe
for old time's sake,
a raid that we all feel comfortable doing. That's not going to take us 3 days. One thing Matt was like, for a year, Matt has been like that girl who's saying, let's go get coffee. And then you never get coffee with these 2 dungeons. He's like, I have to do these 2 dungeons. And then I was like, all right, let's start. Should we look up build crafting videos? Should we look up what's the meta right now? And he's like, whoa, slow down. I just want to learn the menus again first. I was like, okay, all right. I'm not going to commit any time or energy to this till y'all are ready. But yeah, it'll be sad. I think the biggest bummer of this is that they're probably not going to bring the old rage back ever at this point. No. Because to do that, they're going to have to, like rebalance the game and actually work on it. You know what I mean? So that it's not just like,
right.
If you bring the Leviathan raid back as the game sits right now, there's probably some sort of weapon combo that's just going to break the raid and make it so people can beat it in like, beat the main boss in 30 seconds. You know what I mean? And like, that's the biggest issue that they had with bringing old content back in the past was, it's more than just like flipping a switch and saying, okay, you can play that raid now. It's like, okay, we introduced so many more weapons, so many more, class abilities and everything. That raid is completely different now. And they would have to reevaluate how that raid works with new equipment and stuff. So yeah,
even from a technical standpoint, you remember when they were in the lawsuit with that guy who wrote that book, who's like claiming that the original campaign for Destiny 2 ripped off his book from the Red War and all that kind of stuff, and they were like, in the court case, they had to submit like a live stream of someone playing the campaign instead of actually like showing it themselves, because they're like, that doesn't exist anymore. Like we literally can't bring that back. So we had to just show a recording of a Twitch streamer to show the content and how it's different.
That's
so
crazy.
I doubt Leviathan Raid could even come back without significant overhauls and just like technically how it works. But I agree with you that Marathon doesn't seem like the place. Yes, they're introducing a PvE mode, but I think what makes Destiny so, like, what brings me to Destiny and what brings a lot of people to Destiny is build crafting. It is, grinding for those exotic weapons and catalysts and the story-based moments with all of these characters, and none of that is in Marathon. Like, you can't craft a build, you can't work on abilities and skills because all that shit disappears when you die. And there's like, you can make these like raid-like things with these prizes, but it's just like, it's all temporary. It's all fleeting. So I don't think Marathon's a solution, but I am hoping. I understand from a financial standpoint, we don't have Destiny 2 to work on, and we don't have anything else for you to work on right now. Therefore, we can't pay you for the next several months until we decide what it is that we're going to work on. Like, I understand the layoffs, even though it fucking sucks. but I'm just hoping that they get whatever's next, like in pre-production and started as soon as we can. And that's it. Pour one out. We're going to talk about something a little bit more exciting. We'll talk about playtime. We're talking about what we played this week. Playtime. Joel, what you got in here that you've been playing? It says Joel 5.
Yeah, I don't know. That was points, as we discussed last week, from some game I played multiple weeks ago. I played a little bit more Mixtape. Still loving the game. I was going to finish it last night, but then we realized a new episode of Euphoria came out, so decided to pivot to that, even though that show is just not good anymore. I just want to see it through.
Oh, it's not good?
Oh, no. This new season it's so bad. It's very bad.
Damn.
But yeah, so played more Mixtape. Excited to finish that. I also started Forza Horizon 6 finally yesterday, 2 days ago. Cleaned out my closet, and I thought, what better time to pull out my sim racing rig than then? And I, was ghost riding the whip in my bedroom here. And then, yeah, that game's awesome. I also played some on my TV in the living room. Yeah, it's more Forza Horizon, which is everything you could ask. I'm only played 3 or 4 hours, so I haven't gotten too deep into it just yet, but yeah. I mean, it's more Forza Horizon, so it's going to be a great game.
What's your take so far in Japan versus Mexico?
I mean, it just feels the same. Like, obviously the music's different. You're driving on a different side of the road. Yeah, I don't know. I think that wherever they
drive
put
on a different side of the street in Tokyo, in Japan?
Yeah, it's on the left side.
I thought that was just a UK thing.
No, but so...
Everywhere but America.
I feel like everywhere they set their, set piece for Forza, they find a way to make it so that it has there's winter levels, there's mud, off-roading, there's a bunch of roads that are windy so you can drift on, there's a downtown area. I feel like all of them do a great job at just mixing all of those into one. And I'm sure that if somebody was way more critical about the game than I am, then they'd be like, oh, the Mexico one didn't have enough of a big downtown area, or whatever it is. But yeah, downtown Tokyo in this game, it's crazy how many buildings and stuff there are, and that the game's not crashing, and it's just, I can fly through the city and, the game's not stuttering, it's running smoothly. It's been great. Granted, I've been playing on a very nice PC and also an Xbox Series X, so that's kind of, both sides of the spectrum here, but yeah, it's a ton of fun. I'm excited to keep playing. I know Matt just picked it up too, so probably be playing with him soon.
I also played Forza Horizon 6. Some buddies were having a stream night or whatever of it, so I jumped in there and played for 4 hours straight. Really funny thing. So for us specifically, there are Olive Party, who's a guy in the Kind of Funny community who makes a lot of stuff, and he made a Cosmo Kenny car. So if you've ever seen those 2 videos that Snowbike Mike made, there's a Cosmo Kenny car who's like a knockoff Star Fox character. And then we did a race that was all Model Ts. I won that race. Shout out. There was 12 people in the race, and I won that one only because we could top out at 70. So I was having a good old easy time. Yeah, no, it's a very good game. That's the thing. It's a quote unquote problem with these games. They're all just so very good. So it's a new one comes out. It's yep, it's also very good again. It's yeah, congratulations, it being awesome. So yeah, I don't know how much time I'm going to dump into it, but I have enjoyed my 4 to 5 hours with it. I haven't done any of the crazy stuff yet, though, Joel. I know they always have I know it's not a Gundam, but they're race the mech or jump in the Warthog and do this and do that. I haven't done all that weird stuff yet, but
yeah, I haven't gotten to that. I mean, they have you do one in the intro, right? Where it's kind of it switches up your cars and stuff, and you're racing a bullet train. But yeah, those are, what are those called? The showcase events? I haven't done moments. Any of those yet. Yeah, big dick moments, BDE moments. I haven't done any of those yet. But yeah, that's some of the coolest Forza content you can get is when you get those races.
But all I did was I got in my Ram 150, hitting the streets of Tokyo in a Ram, showing everybody who's boss. That's what I was doing.
I picked up my 2018 Honda Civic.
Nice. I was mad they didn't have my car, which is also a very specific car. Why would anybody have it? But no Nissan Versas. What are we doing here, guys?
I immediately went to the where you can download designs and stuff people uploaded. Search by keyword Gundam. Hell yeah, brother. Got a Gundam themed Honda Civic.
Yeah, Gundam, anime girl, it's all there if you want it.
And I wonder why I'm not invited to the cookout.
Yeah, you know, it is. You know what's really funny, though, is that, I mean, this isn't nothing new, but all that custom wraps or whatever in those games, there are no import tools. So everyone who makes anything has to just use the, like, in-game art tools.
Yeah, all the items.
So the fact that this dude made a Cosmo Kenny car, that he's got the fucking, whatever he is, this ferret sitting on the back of the car, it's like, he had to go in there with, like, a little tool and do every little piece of this for this entire car, which is crazy.
Well, so another thing that Forza does really well, which I assume is the same in this, is I think it goes back to like Forza Motorsport 5. Like if you uploaded a design, it's very easy for you to get that design in the newer games. So you can just kind of jump from game to game. Like if you made like a really detailed anime waifu, tits popping out, you can see her nipples through her shirt. If you made that, 10 years ago in a Forza game, you could probably bring that pretty easily over to the new game.
That's what matters most.
I mean, and it makes sense that they would do that too, because like one thing they want is content, you know what I mean? And to be able just to bring all that content over from an old game is just a no-brainer.
I have an update. The majority of the world drives on the right-hand side of the road. And left-hand traffic is only in the United Kingdom. So not even all of Europe, just the United Kingdom.
That's still a big part of
the southern third of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
India
Africa.
and a couple surrounding countries there. And
India's
then,
a
like,
massive
all the
country.
Islands. Population-wise, yeah. And then Australia and a bunch of the surrounding islands there.
Didn't mention Tokyo, but we know Tokyo's one of them. Or Japan.
Yeah, Japan.
So you know what it is?
I mean, it's a little bit north.
A lot of countries that have a media like culture imprint drive on the left side of the road. Because yes, not a lot of, like, how many movies are you watching coming out of Portugal? Not a lot, so you're not going to see the right-handed driving, but you're seeing a lot of stuff coming out of the UK, a lot of stuff coming out of Japan. So that's why you think everyone does it. I've cracked the code.
That's true. What do all of those countries have in common? They were mostly countries influenced by British history and culture because they were colonized by the British people.
Wait a minute, are you saying America came from the British?
We did, but out of our rebellion, we said we're going to drive on the other side of the road. Whereas Australia's like, yeah, we'll just be your dumping ground for all your criminals, and then we'll continue to praise you and drive on the other side of the road. I'm just surprised that Canada, who is still under the control of the king, is not a left-hander.
Yeah, me too. That's big surprising.
Wild. But yeah, China, Russia, all of the Americas, except for like a couple, like one little country at the top of South America. Yeah. All right. Joel, is that all you played?
Yes.
Adam, tell me about Subnautica 2.
Yeah, Subnautica 2. That's the latest Subnautica game. It's the third one, actually. No, it is a open world survival crafting game, but the whole gimmick is that you're underwater. And there are sea monsters and everything. You're on an alien world. This is the newest one. It's a very popular series, but this one is co-op now. So me and Manly Brian and some random guy that Manly Brian knows all jumped online one night and played for like 4 hours straight. I had an absolute blast, dude. For a game that's early access, I was listening to some and reading some reviews on it where like it's extremely polished, but there's only 25 hours of content. And that's like, well, I guess I would prefer very, very polished 25 hours over an unpolished 50 hours or something like that. I haven't gotten to the end of that stuff, but it is so cool. Like you're running around. I mean, it's the thing. I've never played one of these games before because I don't like the water, because the water is the most terrifying thing in the world when something can be underneath and above you and you can't see it. But no, this has been a ton of fun, especially doing the co-ops. So we're like, we'll all go out collecting materials. The one kid that was with us was building the base and doing all kinds of stuff. You're always running out of air and having to jump up to the surface. I'm like, all right, well, we've got to increase our, oxygen capacity. And it gives you that carrot on the stick to keep improving yourself as well. A lot of really cool story moments that you're always finding logs and like, oh, well, I'm dead now, but here's my story. It's like, all right, buddy, what's going on here? So no, that was a ton of fun. And again, the crafting and survival part is very excellent. And I like this game so much that I'm like, okay, I want to keep playing this game co-op get through whatever's here in early access. Again, shout out to that team. I believe they all get their bonuses now from Crafton trying to keep it from them because they sold enough copies. But I kind of want to go back and play 1 and Below Zero. Those are single player only games for what I saw, but I kind of just want to play a complete version of this and just get through it on my own and enjoy it because I have enjoyed 2 so much. And it's not even like you go places and it's like, not done, buddy. I mean, you can come over here, but we ain't got this shit done yet. So I would like to see a complete version of it. But in the meantime, I will still continue to play this one.
So what you're saying is that you would play it on your own?
Yes.
Wow, thanks for
I think Manly Brian in the chat says otherwise. He's saying that him and his friend only had to play because you were too scared to play alone.
No, that's not. First of all, I'm not looking at the chat. I said I liked playing this one with people. I'm saying now that I like this one so much, I will go back and play the others, which don't give me the option for multiplayer. So I don't need Brian and his friend. I'm not that scared. Once you get eaten by a fish, it's not that scary. Once it kills you once, you're fine. Manly Brian, chill out, bro. What are you doing?
Hey.
It's 3:00 in the afternoon on a Monday. What are you doing here?
For those of you listening, if you have any remote interest in Subnautica 2, go and buy the early access version of it. If you think that you might have fun with it, mostly as a fuck you to Krafton CEO, who this was the story last year where he's like using ChatGPT to figure out how not to pay the developers of this game their $25 million payout or whatever it is, or $250 million. I can't remember what it is. And so they won that court case against their CEO and they released it. So go buy this game and download it as a way to say we support these developers and also fuck you, that guy who used ChatGPT.
Yeah, just fuck that guy.
Money.
I love that story so much because his lawyers are like, literally, this is illegal. It will not hold up in court. Yeah, but ChatGPT told me. They're like, we are literally lawyers. You pay us to do. We're telling you. And he's like, nah, I got this. And then
even ChatGPT, I think if I remember correctly, ChatGPT was like, I wouldn't recommend doing this, but like this is a way you might be able to get away with it.
I can't spell blueberry, and I wouldn't say you should do this, but maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's very funny. So yeah, fuck that guy. But shout out to them and the team for putting out such a cool game that everyone's into. Subnautica 2. Check it out, everybody.
What's Huoa?
Huoa is Hitman World of Assassination. Again, I streamed some of it today. I got more into it. Listen, I'm just very excited for James Bond, so I was like, let me play everything, leading up to James Bond. And I did a mission today that I had never done before. I played the I call it the Knives Out level because you're in basically you can become a detective and you go through the manor in the British countryside and you're trying to kill the lady, whatever. It's very Knives Out. I had never done this certain kill before where you become the photographer and you take a picture of the family, like they all sit and line up and they're all assholes because it's actually, by the way, Joel, I can show you the clip if you just go to Adam Gumpy's YouTube. I clipped it out as a minute video. So you pretend to be the photographer, you get the camera and everything set up, and then you cause a water leak, and then you expose electrical wires. So it's like, okay, obviously this lady's going to get electrocuted. That's an old one. Don't do that one. I actually need to delete that one. That's old.
That's all that came up. What do you mean?
No, just do one word.
WWE content.
Yeah, that WWE content's from 8 years ago, or maybe 10. There you go. That's the video on demand, but there's a 1 minute clip if you want to go find that as well. But anyways, what you do is you set up this trap, this contraption. She comes out. She's being a bitch or whatever. And then it's the 1 minute first one. Then you get them all lined up and you take the picture and there's a freeze frame because you're taking the photo of this woman being electrocuted. And it's the funniest fucking thing I ever saw in my life. Joel, skip forward to like 30 seconds because you see it. Hold on right here. I died whenever I saw this shit, dude. It is absolutely hilarious. I'm like, you know what, IO, you've got the stuff. I trust you to do anything James Bond, because if you can have this much fun electrocuting an old woman, I believe you can make a good James Bond game. So, yeah, shout out to IO Interactive. Good video game. I had never done that mission before because I just never went down that path. So, very, very cool. But again, all of it, I'm just waiting for 007 to come out. So, by the time you hear in this podcast, I will only be playing 007. That will be my entire life. But that moment, I was not expecting, and I had a fucking blast electrocuting an old woman.
Dope. I have played one game. I have written down here Star Wars, which takes place in a galaxy far, far away, which also is Mario Galaxy 2, which is our barf game for the month of May. So that's the only game that I played this week. I'm on World 3. We'll talk a little bit more about that probably next week. If not, then we'll have to be much later. But yeah, so we'll talk about Mario Galaxy later, but I also did go to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, which gave me the bug along with Mando and Grogalorian, where I'm just like, I think I'm gonna like.
What did you watch? What did you watch?
I watched the whole original trilogy over the last 3 days. One movie a night.
I watched Phantom Menace yesterday. And I'm very excited.
Are you starting from one and going all the way through, or are you?
I'm starting from one and going all the way through. Good luck. I do this all the time where I'm like, I want to watch episodes 7, 8, and 9 again, right? Because like once 9 ended, I was like, oh, that was kind of bad. I don't want to watch those ever again. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, 7 wasn't so bad. I enjoyed it. Like it gave me a lot of hope for the future of Star Wars. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to rewatch from the beginning. And I did this a year ago too, where I'm like, I watched episode 1, I watched episode 2, and I never finished.
Exactly. Yeah. I knew I was going to be that way when I tried to watch all the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies. And I got through like the second Hobbit movie and I never went and watched the rest of it. I was like, damn it. So now I'm watching them in release order. So A New Hope. And to be honest, this is probably the first time that I've like actually sat down and seriously watched these things. Because I think when I was a kid, I watched them, but I was like 8. And so I watched them as much as an 8-year-old probably could and understand what's going on. And they're great movies. So yeah, watch that original trilogy. I think release order means Spaceballs is next. So I'm going to watch that for the first time. And then probably go watch Rogue One. Because I'm branching from release order because I do want to watch Rogue One and maybe Solo when
Did you watch Andor?
Like, relevant.
Did you watch Andor?
No, so I mean, so here's the thing. I'm a filthy casual Star Wars fan, and my tastes for Star Wars content tend to be the exact opposite of diehard Star Wars fans. I watched the first season of Andor, and I thought it was the most boring thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. And in fact, I had to watch I watched the first episode, waited months to watch the rest of it because I hated watching it. And then everyone said it's the best thing that's ever and been on TV, and I was bored as hell. But I also love like The Last Jedi. I think that's a super dope movie, and everyone hates that one. And I saw Mando and Grogalorian and thought that was maybe my favorite Star Wars movie. I had a fucking blast with that movie, despite, yes, some flaws. And apparently people don't like that movie, which I am surprised how much people don't like it in listening to a bunch of like reviews and podcasts about it the last couple of days, because I've had a fucking blast with it and I love it. So yeah, don't take I watched Andor, thought it was boring as shit, didn't watch season 2. And in fact, that's where I pretty much fell off. So I haven't watched Ahsoka, so I'll probably watch Ahsoka. I haven't watched The Acolyte, which my friend Randy fucking loves The Acolyte. So,
I thought it was all right. I enjoyed Acolyte. I know people hated Acolyte because it was woke.
So Chad will love it because people hate it. So Chad will love it. Star Wars. Yeah, that's how that works.
So yeah, watch some Star Wars shit. So Joel, don't do it. Don't start with Phantom Menace again. I mean, now that you've watched Phantom Menace, like, go to 4. Go to New Hope.
No, the thing
go to
is,
3. Three's
the
good.
thing is, I like 3. I like 3 a lot. So if I can just get through 2, maybe I'll put it on while I'm working tomorrow or something.
There you go.
I'm scot free.
Well,
you know?
you have to watch 2 and then watch the 8 seasons of the Clone Wars.
See, that's right, Joel. I don't fuck with the animated stuff. I know people say it's awesome. I
tried.
There's too many. I tried too.
Good. And Bad Batch, I tried to watch Bad Batch, but for some reason I can't get into the animated stuff. Even like the Star Wars anime show, I think I watched that whole first series, and
I also never watched Ahsoka.
Which
apparently that's on my list of things to watch too.
I like Ahsoka.
That's great. It's getting a season 2.
I mean, it's just Rebels season 5, but yeah.
Yeah, which is the other thing where it's like, oh, if I want to watch Ahsoka, what should I watch? They're like, oh, you need to watch these 82 episodes of Rebels, and then also these select few episodes of Clone Wars. Like, go
Rebels
fuck
is
yourself.
Good. Clone Wars is good. They're not telling you bad things to watch. It is a lot, though.
Cool. Dope. All right, moving on to our quest log. We talk about other things. This is going to be our state of play predictions. Yes, PlayStation has announced their summer state of play. Excuse me. It's been announced for June 2nd, 2026. Oh my God, I'm a burpy little bitch. The showcase will be over an hour long and includes extended look at the long-awaited Marvel's Wolverine, in addition to news and updates on other upcoming PS5 games. They have put this thing... I was like legitimately considering calling off of work or like scheduling a vacation day to watch this because it's at 2:00 in the afternoon my time. But I have a lunch scheduled with somebody that I've literally been rescheduling since April. I was like, I can't fucking move this lunch again with this person. So I'm going to be watching this late, but I'm very, very pumped for it. There's a lot that could be shown here. It's an hour long. Let's talk about predictions. Adam, since you are our like predictions best gamer in the world, like leader, take us through how you want us to do these predictions.
So this one is going to be very loosey-goosey. I normally will have categories or over-unders or yada, yada, yada. No, this time it is you give me 3 predictions from the show. They can be whatever you want to be, however specific, however broad you want to be. I just need 3 predictions from the show. It doesn't matter about time, about a game, about a person, a presentator, whatever you want to do. We just need 3 things from the show. The crazier you want to get, the better. If you want to be basic and say they'll show PlayStation 5, well, you can't say they'll show PlayStation 5 games. That'd be stupid. You get to give me a number or something. But yes, we will just do basic things. So like one, can I start? Because I have a good one in my mind.
Yeah.
Right? And again, there's varying levels of how I want to do these. But first up.
Are you writing all these down or should we write these down?
Yes, I have a Google Doc with 2026 Best Gamer that I keep. The first one I'm going to do is there will be no mention of Fair Games. No mention of Haven Studios Fair Games at all. That game does not exist or is not ready.
What about Break-In?
I know that was what I was playing off of. There was reports earlier this week that PlayStation had patented or copywritten or whatever a game called Break-In or Break-In or whatever. That's cool. If they show Break-In, that's fine. It's not Fair Games. That's my point. Fair Games does not exist. Break-In, I don't know what it is, so I'm not putting my hand on that. If you want to, you could. I'm saying Fair Games, money sign or not, will not be mentioned. Haven's Fair Games is not a thing anymore. Period.
What if they say we started with Fair Games, we've gone in a different direction, and now we've rebooted it as Break-In? Like if they
say Fair Games, then this will not count. This is Fair Games is not a thing. Absolutely not at all. Yep. All right. Joel or Chad, you guys can go next.
I'll go. We get a Wolverine Collector's Edition controller of some sort.
Oh, fuck yeah. I hope it's yellow and blue.
And it's going to have the slash through it on one side or something?
Yep.
Now, the funny thing about this, Joel...
the triggers fucking spring claws and cut your fingers off.
Fucking hurt you. Now, that would have to be shown off at this State of Play. So they could make one eventually, but if it's not shown off on June 2nd, you don't have a point.
I think they're going to show it.
Okay. I mean, the game's coming out September, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's coming out September. They've already said that it's going to kick off with Marvel's Wolverine, so...
Okay, very good. Controller. Chad?
We are going to get a look at a new game from Sony Santa Monica set in the God of War universe. And we are going to get, like, gameplay first look, not just a trailer.
So new Sony Santa Monica God of War with gameplay.
Yep.
I like that. That's probably not too far off because that's supposed to come out next year, according to the rumors, correct?
Right, and Christopher Judge talking at that one, like Comic-Con or whatever it was, letting slip. He's like, "Oh yeah, they're making a new combat system, and I'm in it, and they're going to."
He just told that random lady all the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that lady who shadily recorded him
without telling him that he was recorded. Yeah. I'm sure he's got to love that. All right, I like that. I like how in depth that one is too. Wolverine will take at least 9 minutes of the show.
All right.
Minimum 9. Only reason I throw out that specific number because I have made similar things like this in the past. I normally say 10 minutes, and it's always under 10 minutes. So I'm saying 9 minutes to give myself a buffer. Minimum 9 minutes in the entire show. If it's less than that, that means they're showing a lot more stuff than I'm expecting. So that would actually be cool. But 9 minutes minimum for Wolverine. All right. Joel, you're next.
0 things for PlayStation VR 2. 0.
Oh,
Not nothing at the end of a game that says like PSVR 2 compatible. Like nothing. Not even on the screen, right? Nobody says anything. We don't see the word PSVR 2 anywhere on the screen. Nobody mentions it.
So, because in the past we've had this where like Alien Rogue Incursion was shown off. Not made by Sony, but it was PSVR 2 compatible. If something like that showed up, you would lose this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying no VR games at all.
Yep.
Okay, I like it. Probably very likely. That's the most fun through line we've had through all these predictions is like how many VR titles.
Yeah.
The number's always so low and people still always get it wrong. It's a good time. All right, Chad, what are you thinking?
So this one is going to be kind of hard to define, but the gist of it is some change in the value proposition of PlayStation Plus. Whether that is you get more things on the Essential tier, or you're allowed to stream games. Right now that's limited to premium, but maybe it's extra. You're allowed to stream things, or maybe they're removing the game catalog or removing the free games every month, whatever it might be. Like some kind of change to the value of it. Not necessarily the monetary value, like how much it costs, because they did just change that. But they're going to add something significant or remove something significant from PlayStation Plus, the service.
Okay. And it doesn't matter what tier. As long as there's a change to a tier, you would be like, that would count towards the... Yeah. Okay. Some major change, not just we're charging you $2 because we're going to charge you $2 more.
Right. And not just like coming, like an additional game. Like, oh, we've got 3 games coming day and date to PlayStation Plus. Like, that doesn't count.
When's the last time they even did that, by the way? It's been a while since they did like day and date.
Last year, you made a prediction that they wouldn't do that, and they did a lot more than you thought.
Yeah, it ended up being like 3 games or something like that. Yeah. The only one I can remember is Foam Stars, but that was forever ago. All right. Fucking Foam Stars. Our last prediction. We're on number 3, boys. Sony hates this studio with a passion. It's like when you have like a bunch of kids and one of them is the fuck up and you dislike that kid the most. Sony has a redheaded stepchild. And that redheaded stepchild is Bend Studios. And Bend Studios... Is it Bend? Is that what it's called? Bend or Bend Studios?
Yeah, Sony Bend. Yeah,
Sony Bend. Sony Bend finally gets up off the bench, comes into the game, Airbud style, and try to hit the game-winning shot. So Sony Bend shows life at this state of play. Because I don't know the last time we saw Sony Bend. They did Days Gone, and then I think there was something after that maybe got canceled, like they were doing a multiplayer. I don't remember. We have not seen Sony Bend since the PlayStation 4, and we're coming to the end of the PlayStation 5, so maybe it's time. Or maybe they don't exist. I don't know. One of the two. All right, Joel, you have one left.
Oh, see, this is hard. So I'm running out of ideas. When did they announce the Bloodborne movie? That was recently, right?
Bloodborne movie was recently.
Yeah,
it's too Bloodborne film. Yep.
Too early for anything with that, I think. Astrobot. Maybe we see something from Astrobot. Been a little bit. I'm gonna say Astrobot.
It's been almost 2 years. Yeah, and that studio moves quick.
Whether it's a new game or just like new expansion of some sort to the last game, something Astrobot. It's been a while.
Okay, I like it. Chad, what do you got for us? Are you going to make that Street Fighter movie prediction?
No, here's my final one. There's a studio that's not the redheaded stepchild, but this is the one child that they can't bear to like give up for adoption, but also they never allow out of the house. Media Molecule has not put out a game since 2020 when they released Dreams for the PlayStation 4. They also, like last year I think it was, announced ending of support for Dreams, like the online function of support. And weirdly enough, like last week released a headline that they will be ending service for the online functionality of Tearaway Unfolded on the PlayStation 4. So like they're trying to do something. They're cutting costs there. They're figuring, like they're prepping for something. We can no longer support blah 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 because we're about to launch blah blah blah. I think we finally see whatever's next from Media Molecule at this state of play. And then this is not my prediction, but the day after that thing comes out, they get shut down.
So they show something off on whatever day of the week this is, and the next day they're done.
What's funny is I could see that being the situation for Bend Studio too, right? We hear nothing from them, and then like 2 days later, oh yeah, we closed Bend Studio. But here's a Wolverine faceplate.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
By the way, remember earlier when I said I didn't have any like categories or any, preferences to this, I lied. Mm-hmm. I have 3 yes or no prompts for you guys based on what we just did. I had a list of potential things. We didn't talk about them, so they're here now. State of play, again, an hour long. We're supposed to show off a lot of stuff. I think it's really hard to predict new game announcements just because we really don't know. But I have 3 things that we know about, and I just want you to tell me yes or no, will they be shown off at this state of play? So starting off with number 1, just a simple yes or no, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, which is the PlayStation console exclusive fighting game, supposed to be coming out later this summer. Is it shown off at this state of play? Yes or no? Whoever wants to go first can go first. We all have to answer yes or no on each prompt.
I'm going to say no.
Chad says no. Okay. Joel?
I'm going to say yes.
I'm also going to say yes. I just feel like we're getting so damn close. Like, what are we doing here, guys? You gotta do the thing. All right. Next up, a game that's been talked about a lot by the person who's making it. There's been ports of some of these games recently leading up to this year. Final Fantasy VII Part 3, whatever it's called, reimagined, re-deadening, whatever we're going to name that last game. Is Final Fantasy VII Part 3 shown off at this state of play?
I think yes. I think yes because, well, you all say your answer, and then I don't want to sway you towards my direction if that's not how you're
I'm just going to let you know now. I'm going to say no.
I'm saying no.
Okay.
All right.
I think yes because they want, Square wants to get this out before the end of the generation. Sony's doing that thing where you can buy a ticket to watch this at the Alamo Draft House. So I feel like they want this to be a wow moment for folks to see on a big screen. And I think this is probably the trade-off for... I don't think Square Enix is doing exclusivity for the final game. I think they're trying to make that multi-platform, which is why they're releasing the other 2 games on Xbox and Switch right now. And so I think this is probably the compromise. We're if we're not going to be exclusive, can we get the exclusive reveal of this thing at our thing? So I think, yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, I'm with Chad. I definitely think they're trying to put this in theaters for some reason. Is it Final Fantasy VII? I don't know, because the problem is Jeff is right there. So does Jeff get it or did PlayStation get it? So that's why I was I don't know. We'll throw it up in the air. Our last yes or no. It's a big one, Chad. Or is it intergalactically big? Is it Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, shown off at this state of play? And it can be as long as we're seeing new footage, is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be gameplay necessarily, but we are seeing something new from Intergalactic.
I'm going to say yes.
All right.
Does sizzle reel count?
No, I think it's going to be something really stupid where it's we want to show you this weapon from Intergalactic, and it's just something really stupid, and it's just a photo of the weapon.
No, I think as long as it is something new, it's not just rehashing an old trailer. As long as here is a new thing, it could be a CGI trailer, it could be 3 seconds of gameplay. As long as it is something new that we have not already seen, that's what I'm counting as showing something new.
I'm gonna say yes then because I think we're gonna get and here's a look at a few other games coming later in the next year or two from
and they'll have
PlayStation
something new
Studios, and there's a sizzle reel with a frame or 2 of new stuff from Intergalactic.
Okay, I'm gonna say no just because of odds. That's all I'm doing here. Not that I disagree; it probably will be there, but just for the sake of betting and the way you're supposed to bet, I'm going to go no on that one. All right, and that is our state of play predictions for the June showcase. Depending on who does the best, they will win a coveted point in the Best Gamer 2026 competition. So we'll see how that goes. Only person who has points on the board so far, Adam. Just putting the reminder out there. That is it for that. All right.
Segment from Adam, yeah. A segment from Adam, a segment from Adam, a segment from Adam, segment from Adam. That's E.T. I've been on the John Williams kick ever since I'm walking around the Galaxy's Edge, and they're actually playing the original John Williams score in Galaxy's Edge now. And so, yeah.
Very
E.T.
nice. Shout out to E.T. Never liked that man. So what we're going to do this week, I stole a game from a man I respect a lot. We're going to play Grub Guesser. This is stolen from Jeff Grubb himself.
Ooh.
It is a game that he has played on the Giant Bombcast. I'm going to share the screen. I don't know if we didn't prep ahead of time, so if you can't show it to everybody else, Joel, that's fine. But just so you guys can see.
I can try.
Here is I'm just sharing a full screen of another tab.
You're good. I got it.
You got it? Cool. Very good. So this is my man, whenever I couldn't find PowerPoint, thank God for Google, whatever this Docs or Google Screens Google or whatever
Slides.
Slides is what it is. So we're playing Grub Guesser. It's a game stolen from Jeff Grubb. The basic idea is I have a bunch of cover arts of video games, seemingly unconnected, but they are all attached by a single publisher. As we go along, they get more, I think, obvious of who the publisher is. But I am looking for the publisher of these titles. I think there's 8 of them. Whoever can give me the answer, you get 1 guess per prompt. If you even want to, you don't have to guess, just if you don't want to guess. But the idea is, here's this game that they did publish. Can you tell me who the publisher is? So, starting off, number 1, Serious Sam HD, The First Encounter. Can you tell me who published Serious Sam HD, The First Encounter?
Acclaim.
It was not Acclaim.
Damn.
Good guess. By the way, Joel, Acclaim was the original publisher I was going to go with for this game, and I decided not to. So you would have won.
Embracer.
It is not an Embracer game.
Okay.
Man, the Serious Sam games, crazy. They're just like the 2000s boomer shooters that some people have played and others have not. Next up on the list, Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition. The Megaton Edition of Duke Nukem 3D.
Microsoft.
It is not Microsoft.
I wonder if these came out is Midway still a thing when these come out? Midway?
Midway is not the correct answer. And I might do that. Yes.
Okay.
Just because it's the same publisher does not mean it has to be in business for what it's worth. I'm not saying that they're out of business, not saying they're in business, just saying it is a publisher and here's their category or their catalog. Next up, Shadow Warrior. I don't remember if you remember this AA gem from, I think this was a PS3 360 title, or maybe a PS4. Shadow Warrior. If you don't
Bandai
have
Namco.
Not Bandai Namco.
Capcom.
Not a Capcom game. It is a fun enough game, though, if you guys ever get bored and it's on PlayStation Plus. Next up, The Talos Principle. Oh, no, there's one you've probably heard of.
Square Enix.
It is not Square Enix. Look at that cat. Look at that cat's face.
At that cat.
Chad, do you have any guess? You've heard of these games before, right?
I've heard of all of these games except for Shadow Warrior, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we can go on to the next one. Maybe it'll be more clear. The Messenger. Oh, you guys have definitely heard of this one. Oh, shit. But who's the publisher for that one?
Fucking butts.
Chad thinks this game's spiritual successor is the best game of all time, but he can't tell me who the publisher for The Messenger is.
I can see the logo for the developer, but the publisher... Is it Devolver Digital?
Devolver Digital is the correct answer. All of these games have been published by Devolver Digital. Some of the other games in the category, as we got to the more easy clues, Inscription, Devolver Digital joint. You could probably tell. It's like, oh, a weird indie game? Yeah, that's Devolver, right?
Yeah.
Cult of the Lamb probably would have been another dead giveaway. And then finally Hotline Miami, which is probably one of their more successful early titles. So,
damn, they did Duke Nukem 3D and Serious Sam HD.
Sam.
All right.
They've done like 10 Serious Sam remakes, like straight up. Well, I guess they're just ports, but yeah, they have done I think basically every Serious Sam iteration that's recent has been a Devolver game. So there we go. Very good stuff. That is Grub Guesser. Thank you, Jeff Grubb, for letting me steal your game idea. Very good, boys. Very good.
You're welcome. That's Jeff Grubb.
That's what he sounds like.
Yeah, he sounds just like that.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We are going to skip Game on Game Show today because don't tell Adam or Joel that this is why, but I didn't make one up before we came here, but I'm going to blame it on Joel because Joel has a hard out today. He's got to leave to go play some Jundum with some cool people that aren't us. Thanks for the invite, Joel. Wow. And then Adam's going to go to his No White People Allowed barbecue. And I'm going to probably play some Mario Galaxy and watch another Star Wars. So that's what we're going to go do right now instead of Game on Game Show. So that means this is the end of episode 434. So remember, go to patreon.com/respawningfire because right now our poll for Barf for June is up. Help Joel play games he wants to play but can't find an excuse to find time for. So go vote, whether that's Battlefield, Fortnite, Halo Infinite, or Warzone. Go vote on that right now. Go watch whatever episode of After Dark we made up for the Patreon exclusive episode. If you are not a patron, you have access to the it's the PAX panel. It's the Game Pretty.
PAX panel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have access to the Game Pretty, and we'll have a new episode of something shortly, soon, in the next week or two for patrons. Cool. All right, folks. Thank you. Oh, and go watch Adam stream all of 007 First Light. And if you're hearing this on Wednesday, then he might have beat it all in one sitting on Tuesday.
I hope
just
not.
Go watch the VOD. All right, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, here's our usual sign off. Man, I wish I got an invite to that barbecue. Damn my white skin.